Brad Bird returns to the director's chair with his second movie at Pixar. Ratatouille was the first Pixar film to be set in France. I would have said to be the first outside of America, but films like Finding Nemo and some areas of Monsters Inc. and I think A Bug's Life had already done so, but this is the first film to be set in France from Pixar. The plot is about a rat named Remy, played by Patton Oswalt, has both a great taste in food and has a really good sense of smell, and can check if anything the rats eat is poisoned. One day, Remy goes and collects things to make something new to eat, after being inspired by a food chef named Auguste Gusteau, played by Brad Garrett, but discovered that he died after getting one bad review from a food critic named Antoine Ego, played by Peter O'Toole. Remy and his large family of rats quickly evacuate after being found by a human, but they accidentally left Remy behind, and so Remy looks around and discovers that he is in Paris and heads to where Gusteau's restaurant is, and has a look at how the humans cook in the kitchen. A boy by the name of Alfredo Linguini, played by Earl Romeo, is hired to work at the restaurant as a cleaner. Remy sees him messing up the soup and then goes in to fix it himself. After having it being fixed and finding out that everyone loves it, Remy gets spotted and Linguini gets told by the boss Skinner, played by Ian Flom, to take Remy far away, but Linguini has an idea to allow Remy to help Linguini cook at the restaurant, giving Remy the dream he's always had. I will say this is basically Pixar's redemption from Cars. Sure, Cars wasn't so bad, but things were looking better from here. The creators of the film had to go to France and to different cooking schools to make sure that they can be accurate to the country and how the foods in the film are created. I will say, I think this story is better than in Bug's Life and Cars, but I wouldn't say it's better than the Toy Story films, Nemo, Monsters Inc. and The Incredibles. Remy is a good character. He may be the character which doesn't get the respect he wants for his passion in life, but he gets it later in the story after achieving it type character. But the way it's presented is really nice. He even tells the story as a narrator, and is even willing to help Linguini by using his hair to control him. That was a very creative idea. Remy's family is basically like how I stated Remy. They don't think him cooking is something he should continue doing, and just be like everyone else. Aren't we all bored of seeing that kind of thing? It's literally a cliche in animation. A Bug's Life had it with Flick, and so we're getting it again here. And it's not just Pixar films that have this issue. I'd say out of all the family members, Remy's brother Emile, played by Peter Song, he's fine with what Remy is doing, but still wants to be part of what the rest of the rats are doing. Gusteau is a decent character. Throughout his screen time, he's like Remy's little spirit guide or something. He does help Remy in his dream, and he was the inspiration to Remy in cooking and eating good foods. It's nice to have a character like that, even with the shocking twist we get in the second act. How many Pixar films have we had with a twist already? It's like they know I love plot twists. Skinner is a pretty good villain. I like the moments when he's trying to catch Remy in the act, and even try to expose Linguini, having Remy help him. Even getting him drunk. That's something you rarely see in an animated film nowadays. He even goes in a chase scene, and I do love me a chase scene. Then there's the other chefs in the kitchen. Each of them come with a backstory of some kind, though we don't get to know more about them. Like, maybe we could have had a whole flashback scene to each character, though I don't think this character should have had one since some of the things he says, it sounds so ridiculous that he can't be serious.
I killed a man with this thumb.
It may be stupid, but it's funny to hear. I think there should have been more screen time, so we get to know them better. I will say we do get some time to know the character who is the only female chef in the kitchen, Colette, played by Jennifer Crafola. She takes her cooking job really seriously, and she did not want anything to be messed up when in the kitchen.
I'll make this easy to remember. Keep your station clear, or I will kill you!
In a way, she's kinda like the love interest to Linguini, but there's not much of it, other than 2 or 3 scenes where we see some kind of romantic thing going on. Then again, this is set in Paris, which some people call the city of love, so I guess I could let that slide. And then there's Ego. As stated before, he's a food critic, and oh boy, he gives me the chills. I wouldn't say he's a villain, more like he's a challenge to the cooks. He causes the first bad review at the restaurant, and oh boy, he gives me the chills when I hear his voice.
I don't like food, I love it. If I don't love it, I don't swallow.
God, that's really scary. The animation is top notch, but then again, this is Pixar we're talking about here. They put so much detail into the foods they created for the film. Paris looks beautiful when we see it. It almost made me feel I was there, which is something I like about Pixar films. When the animation and landscapes are this good, they make you feel like you're actually there. The human characters look a lot better in this film. They make different looking characters in each film they do, to give it like a different style. And of course, art direction. And that's something I really enjoy seeing. The music was done by Michael, the guy who did the Incredibles music that I can't pronounce the last name to. And he really captured the feel of being in France. And even in Paris, it's beautiful to listen to. And yeah, it now gets better with the music from here. Ratatouille is another great animated movie from Pixar. The step in the right direction for the studio, and I know that they are gonna get better from here. I find this film really enjoyable, but I'll say I still think Nemo, Monsters Inc., The Incredibles, and the Toy Story films are better, as I found more enjoyment. Yet things like the animation, the music, is even better here. But other things like story and characters were better in those films than here. But they'll get better from here. Another Pixar film I highly recommend.